Yes.
I've been asked to do a short message on the ushers.
All right.
Okay. A message for the usher board. An exalted position.
Right.
I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than to dwell in the tent of wickedness. The above quotation expressed the sentiments in David's heart while king of Israel. And truly, this quotation is deep-seated joy and solemn appreciation for an opportunity to be an usher at the door of the Lord's house.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Webster describes the usher as a doorkeeper, an officer who introduces strangers, walks before persons of rank to escort, and etc. However, Webster Dictionary is broad and made to cover any place or meeting. But the kind of usher David refers to is he who serves in the work of the Lord. Think of the noble position and the golden service enjoyed by using a usher in the house of the Lord. No service rendered in the Lord's house should be regarded as small or unimportant.
What a privilege.
And when one has a distinguished privilege and a signal honor to serve as an usher in the Lord's house, he or she should bow their head in humble humility, saying, I thank the Lord. Opening the door and admitting people into God's house is more important than being a marshal at the door of the Congress or a butler at the President of the United States office. Opening the door and walking before human beings down the aisles to secure a seat in God's house. A kind way to look at life. My friends, to each of you who serve in this capacity, I entreat you to be proud of your position. Prove yourself worthy of the confidence of your church has placed you in. Fill your place with dignity and serve with joy and gladness because you are serving in God's house. David says, I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than to dwell in the tent of wickedness. And that's found in Psalms 84:10. And I want to speak a little bit on the mission of the ushers. The ushers comprise of Christian men and women who has been called to serve in their local churches as ushers. That auxiliary should be Christ-centered. And we must seek to fulfill the mandate to emphasize Christ's desire for how we should conduct ourselves in their appointed roles and study. We shouldn't focus on just coming to church every Sunday, holding a certain position, and just showing up to be showing up. We need to take a look at ourselves in the mirror before we leave home, as we put on our uniform, and make sure that you are ready to serve. Yesterday we talked about 6 qualifications for an usher. And the first one was Christianity. If you're not saved, this is not the position that you want to be in. Because if you don't have Christ you're not going to make it past the first pew.
That's right. That's right.
We also should be courteous. One of the outstanding traits of usher is to be courteous.
Yes.
No one should attempt to serve as an usher unless they are loving personality and a pleasant smile.
Yeah.
Can you imagine coming into church one Sunday morning and that usher looked like she's been sucking on lemons? Then you would have to ask yourself, should I come in or should I stay out? We have to remember, if we are not ready to serve, we just need to come in and sit down so we can get a word from the Lord. We should also be alert, quick to act. There's so many things that happen, and if you're not on your job and you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it.
Right.
So we got to be ready. And we also should be prompt. If you're going to serve as an usher and your service starts at 11, you ought to be there for 9 for Sunday school, so that way your spirit is already fed. So when you get ready for service, you in your position at 10:30, so you can get all your programs, your bags, your fans, and everything that you need. Because if you come there at 11, when the congregation gets there, then you're a part of the congregation. You can't invite anybody to come in if you're not there. And we already talked about being courteous. And then the last thing we talked about was discipline. One of the great factors of success in the ushers group is discipline, which it is control. The most successful usher are those that to adhere God's guidance and accepting a position as a doorkeeper in the house of God. Excuse me. And I'm going to leave you with a few quotes. A thing worth doing is worth doing well. And whosoever ye do it heartily as the Lord, and not unto men. Colossians 3:23.
Oh, mama.
When the world says give up, hope whispers. Try it one more time. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. But encourage one another daily, as long as it is called today, so that none of you may harden by sin's deceitfulness. Hebrews 3:13. When God sees you do your part, He will do His part. He will give you a new life. That means He will restore your health, give you a new opportunity, new relationships. He will give you new perspectives. You will see that even though it's painful, it is not the end. Even though it's unfair, it is not over. There is still life after sickness, life after divorce, life after a bad break. A full life is still in front of you. Today, arise
Yeah.
and let God's glory shine all over you.
Yeah.
And lastly, just thinking, if a blind person hears me, could he tell if I'm a Christian?
Mama, there you go.
If a deaf man sees me, could they see Christ living through me?
Mama.
So ushers, I encourage you to keep going. Don't give up. It doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, or 10 of you. Whatever or how many you have to work with, you keep going. Because you got to remember that you're working for the Lord. Man may shut you down, but God loves you so much. So keep up the good work.